Hello, Jennies, and welcome to another episode of Disney Characters You May Not Know, episode 25. Yes, 25, and today's episode is about Chef Louis. Chef Louis, who is an infamous chef for trying to cook Sebastian the Crab in the 1989 masterpiece, The Little Mermaid. He apparently loves his job, possibly to an unhealthy extent. An eccentric chef with a French accent, he is obsessed with cooking and clearly takes great pleasure in it, dancing and spinning around his kitchen while singing about the things he's cooking while he's cooking them. Weird, huh? Anyway, let's get into his appearances. Chef Louis only appears in the first film, The Little Mermaid, in two scenes. He first appears in the kitchen of Prince Eric's castle, cooking fish dinners for Ariel, Prince Eric, and Grimsby. Sebastian the Crab comes into the kitchen to hide, but Louis eventually spots him and attempts to cook him. As Sebastian attempts to escape, Louis attacks him and chases him around the kitchen, causing a big mess in the process. Sebastian ends up pinching his nose, Louis gets his hand burned on the hot stove, and a large pot falls on Louis' foot. Eric's maid, Carlotta, who has heard a loud crashing noise from the kitchen, goes over to investigate and finds Louis trashing the kitchen. Carlotta angrily demands Louis what he is doing, to know what he is doing, to which Louis sheepishly expresses his sorrowness, smiling nervously. He reappears at the film's end on board the wedding ship for Prince Eric and Princess Ariel, where he spots Sebastian on top of the wedding cake and resumes pursuing the crab. But Sebastian uses its claws to cut the rope to stop Louis, who gets whacked in the face by a wooden beam, causing all but two of his teeth to break and fall out of his mouth. Louis faints as Sebastian jumps off the ship and celebrates his victory over the relentless chef. Then he appears in the sequel, The Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea. Louis appears in 3 scenes in this direct-to-video sequel. His first scene shows him preparing Melody's cake. He then chases Sebastian around the dance hall after he lands in Melody's cake during her party, and at the end of the film he is grabbed by Carlotta and they both jump into the sea. Then there's The Little Mermaid, the series. Occasionally his rivalry with Sebastian comes up for comedy, but his appearance will always be very brief and usually not really relative to the plot of the episodes. In The Little Mermaid series, Chef Louis steps on a whisk which lands in the water, which Ariel finds and calls it a whirly-twirly. Just thought I'd put that in there. Then he also appears in Marsupilami. Sorry if I don't know that so well. In this show, Chef Louis appears in multiple episodes. In one, he is an angry hotel guest who discovers that the hotel manager is none other than, you guessed it, Sebastian. Then he appears in Aladdin the series. Kinda. While Chef Louis doesn't actually appear in the Aladdin TV series, Genie transforms into him in many episodes. Genie first transforms into him in the episode Raiders of the Lost Shark, when he tries to prepare a turkey surprise for Aladdin, using live ingredients, including Iago for the turkey, but is politely turned down. Like Chef Louis, Genie tries to cook a living animal, being Iago, while Chef Louis tries to cook Sebastian. And finally, House of Mouse. He appears in the episode Goofy's Menu Magic, where he does a short onstage act in which he tries to cook Sebastian again. He's later asked by Mickey Mouse to take over the kitchen since their cook, Gus Goose, has eaten all the food from that night. Plus, he tells Mickey this cook is booked. Finally, the image that you're seeing right now on your screen. That is of the Chef Louis costume character who makes occasional appearances as a walk-around character in Tokyo Disney Sea, as well as Disneyland. Finally, while it's not mentioned or confirmed, it seems to be implied that Chef Louis and Carlotta are indeed married. That's it of this episode of Disney Characters You May Not Know, episode 25. Man, we've made it to 25 episodes, and I'm amazed. I'm so happy that we made it this far, and just wanted to thank everybody who watches. Finally, next week's episode is about, it's about several women. Several women who appear several times, but never really get a bunch of reference in later properties. Even though, in hindsight, they are all Disney princesses. In hindsight. Anyway, peace out. Jenny's. Have a good day. And keep on bringing the Disney.